Welcome, everybody, to the Sonoma Spiel. This is Tim with the Sonoma Valley Visitors Bureau. Today, I'm recording this in December. We're getting ready for the holidays. A whole bunch of different holidays, of course, happen in the winter here. We just did the lighting of the Plaza, and we have some of the concert performances on our YouTube channel, but we had a fantastic folkloric troupe from Mexican-inspired music. We had ballet dancers, we had Transcendence Theater Company, and then we had this extravaganza of singers and songwriters, and it was misting. It was light rain. We were all worried about the rain, but it worked out, and that was our big event because, you know, right now it's the holiday season, and we have these lights up around the plaza, and I was walking through it today, and there's these big crunchy leaves, and the wind kind of blows them down, and people are wearing scarves and jackets, and it's never really super cold in Sonoma, but it's crisp and delightful. But as we go to the holidays, we think about stuff like, you know, we should get some gifts for people, and that's why this week I have a very special guest. I know every week I say I have a very special guest, but this week I mean it. This time I actually mean it. I have Margo Lowe with M, Lowe Jewelry. Margo, how are you?
I'm good, Tim. How are you?
I'm doing very good. So, M, Lowe Jewelry.
Yes.
And your name is Margo Lowe.
Right.
Why'd you name yourself after your store?
It's a long story.
Really?
Yes.
So you have a jewelry shop in Sonoma, I should say.
I do, and I have one in Berkeley as well that I've had for 36 years.
36 years, okay.
When we started the store in Berkeley, I had a partner. So we had,
Oh, you did?
We had 3 names, and then I didn't have a partner, so now we have
It was
one
like
name.
a law firm, and like you would like add new names and stuff
Exactly.
like that when new partners come on.
Exactly.
All right. So you have a jewelry store in Sonoma, on the Sonoma Plaza. Can you tell me a bit about where it is and what you offer?
We're in the Mercado, which is 450 First Street East.
Okay.
Suite C.
Okay.
And we're on the street and right next to the driveway of the Mercado.
So you are right off the plaza then, basically.
Exactly.
It sounds
right
like
on the plaza.
It sounds like if you're at the visitor center at 453 First Street East, you can look out into your window.
Exactly. You could walk right across the street.
Right across the street. Like if somebody, let's just say theoretically, somebody was walking from the visitor center to get an affogato, which is amazing because it's ice cream with espresso. And they were walking to Sweet Scoops to do that. Would they pass right by your door?
They'd pass right by my door.
And would they stop to talk to you like I do all the time?
Of course they would. Every Friday.
Every Friday. You're right. I know. That's my little thing.
It is.
Margo, how did you get into the jewelry business?
I made jewelry in high school.
Oh, really?
I did. And in college. And then I opened a store in Berkeley in 1987.
Is that where you're from? Like you grew
No,
up there?
I grew up in Pennsylvania.
Oh, you did?
Yes,
Oh,
and I
okay.
went to the Evergreen State College in Olympia, Washington.
You did?
And studied jewelry up there.
But you're from Pennsylvania. What part of Pennsylvania are you from?
Pittsburgh.
Okay. What is Pittsburgh known for?
Steel mills, Iron City beer, the Steelers.
Beautiful bridges.
Beautiful bridges.
3 rivers.
Yeah, great universities.
Okay. Is there a food that they're known for?
I think the hoagies.
I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
Is that it? Okay. Because like Philly has the cheesesteaks.
Yes.
You guys have the hoagies.
Right.
Yeah, and you guys actually make stuff in Pittsburgh.
And
because-
bagels.
Bagels.
Fabulous.
For real?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Huge Jewish community there.
Better than New York?
We think so.
It's the water. The better water. The 3
Yes.
waters. All right, so you grew up in Pennsylvania, and then you went to school in Washington.
Yes.
To study, you really studied jewelry making.
I really did.
That's a college thing. Like you're like, I'm 18 years
fine
old.
arts degree.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're like 18 years old and you're like, I want to do this.
Yes.
Were any of your parents involved in the crafts or making
No.
things?
My parents are both scientists.
Oh, really? Okay. And what do they think about you going off, you hippie, off to West Coast to become a jewelry person?
They thought it was great.
Oh, they did? Oh, that's fantastic. What did you study to learn to become a jewelry maker? How did you do that?
I studied jewelry making, so we would
Okay.
be making. They would give us projects, and we would design pieces, and then we would make them.
And was this back in the day? Did you have like CAD computer programs doing it?
No, there was no CAD then.
No. You would just like sketch it out on a pad of
Pre-CAD.
paper. Okay. And then what kind of jewelry did you make?
I made all kinds of things, mostly silver and copper and a little bit of gold.
Okay.
So, and I was starting to do custom pieces for friends and family. And
This is when you were 20s then. You were young.
yes.
This wasn't just like, when I think of jewelry making of somebody in their teens, it's like beaded things.
Oh, we did
you know.
that too.
but you were actually making stuff with silver. Did you have like one of those torches and you bent stuff? And...
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And hammered and lots of hammering and soldering and casting. And
so you would melt it and pour it into these
lost
molds?
wax casting. It's actually a centrifugal caster, so it spins the metal into the form. Lost wax casting is, so you make a wax model and you put it into a can, and then you melt the wax out, and then you centrifuge the metal in.
I got you.
Hence,
okay.
The
lost wax, because it melts and goes into what was there.
Correct.
Okay. I'm learning all your secrets.
Yes.
Wait, here we are. We're like a few minutes into the podcast, and I've already learned how to make jewelry with the lost cast method.
Amazing, isn't it?
And also the best bagels come from Pennsylvania and Pittsburgh. All right, so you were up there, and you were studying jewelry, and then you moved to the Bay Area, to Berkeley.
From Washington.
From Washington, okay. And what brought you down here?
I was looking for a job. It was in the early 80s, and there was a recession.
Oh, yeah.
And so I was looking for a job, and Washington was very recessionary.
Got it.
So I came to Berkeley and found a job and never left.
Fantastic. Okay.
Lucky me.
And Berkeley is, a fairly conservative, quiet place to be. What was it like setting up shop in the 80s
it was
in Berkeley?
Fabulous.
Yeah? How's that?
It was just, it was a beautiful time before the internet, and I put the jewelry in the window and people came in and bought it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Was it mainly, cause people who don't know, I think you were by the university, is that correct?
We're close to the university on the north side, next door to a restaurant called Chez Panisse.
I've heard of that one. Mm-hmm. It might take off eventually.
It might.
If they get those Yelp reviews in line. So you were next door to Chez Panisse.
Uh-huh.
And so you probably didn't have a lot of Cal kids coming in to buy jewelry.
Lots of Cal kids.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Did you also have like Chez Panisse food people though? Like
them too.
They're coming in there and buying your stuff. Mm-hmm. Did you get free food at Chez Panisse?
I've eaten there a bunch of times.
Really?
Yeah, it's
Alice
lovely.
calls you up. It was Alice and Jeremiah. Who are they?
Yeah, Alice.
And she's like, "Hey, Margo,
I see her
do a little swap
down the driveway."
Really?
Yeah, we share a driveway and a parking lot.
That's fantastic. Mm-hmm. Okay, I didn't even know that. And so you started there. Are you still in the same location in Berkeley?
Yes.
Okay, so here you are. You're in Berkeley, the quiet town. Nothing ever happens there. Next to a little restaurant called Chez Panisse, which is, a little cafe, a neighborhood cafe.
Exactly.
And for people who don't know, Alice Waters and Chez Panisse kind of is one of the main restaurants responsible and chefs responsible for what we call California cuisine.
California Nouvelle cuisine.
And we take it for granted, I think, because it was a big thing. Like in the 70s, 60s, American cuisine, high-end cuisine was French.
Right.
And then you also had like the local Italian restaurant. You had the local Chinese restaurant. And then you had a lot of cans people ate out of. If you look at the books, the cookbook from those times.
Jell-O molds.
A lot of Jell-O molds. Mm-hmm. Did your parents make Jell-O mold stuff?
No, my parents were already granola.
Oh, they were?
Crunchy.
Okay, scientists.
Yeah.
I had a great aunt that would make a Jell-O mold. It was like this green
marshmallows on top.
Yeah, and it was. They were like sometimes like onions. Sometimes there was oranges in there. Yeah, that was weird times. So Alice Waters comes by and she's like, we're going to do something different. We're going to we're going to find local food that's in season. And the big thing she did is she put the name of the farmer on the menu. Mm-hmm. And the way we can tie it back to Sonoma, because we're coming back to your shop, is that Laura Chanel was a cheesemaker. She had goats, and they made Chev. Chev is a type of soft goat cheese. And Alice Waters put on her menu an apple and Chev salad with Laura Chanel's goat cheese. And it kind of took off this whole thing, like, what is this chèvre stuff, right? And how does that work? But Chez Panisse became like part of the foundation of California cuisine, and fresh, local, seasonal. And you weren't making stuff with heavy sauces like the classic version of French that Americans at the time were thinking of. You weren't opening a can. Ever. Yeah, it was like right now we have a lot of persimmons. So if you are at a fresh local restaurant, they're serving persimmon salad, right? So
persimmon and pomegranate.
Oh, it's so good.
Yummy.
That's good stuff there. Mm-hmm. All right, so just like Alice Waters using Sonoma stuff and Berkeley, we're tying it back to your store. Margo, you opened a store here recently in Sonoma.
Correct.
Why'd you come here?
We bought a house here at the beginning of the pandemic.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Okay. Were you looking to come up here before that? Or
for about 20 years.
Take your time. So for about 20 years, you're like, eventually you want to live up in Sonoma.
Well, we had some property up here, so we would come up frequently, but we didn't have a house.
Got it. Okay.
So So we finally found a house.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, lucky us.
And then you're thinking maybe that commute to Berkeley every day is kind of a schlep.
Well, I thought that there was an opportunity to open a jewelry store on the square.
Right.
It seemed like there was a market that would be available.
Right. I like it. And so you opened up M. Lowe Jewelry.
Yes.
Can you tell me the type of jewelry you offer? Is it like big diamonds and big emeralds and stuff like that? Or what
we
is it?
carry a variety of jewelry, things that we make.
Okay.
And so that's kind of our basic collection is things that we make in the shop in Berkeley and the shop in Sonoma.
And assume I don't know anything about jewelry because I don't. So is there a style that you would call this or?
I call it timeless.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's one of the beautiful things about jewelry is that, things that were made 1,000 years ago can look contemporary now.
Right.
So we like to think of our jewelry as being timeless.
Okay. Is there other type of jewelry that you can tell is time full, meaning it's like trendy or
There's
it's
trendy
like
jewelry.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it kind of it comes and goes with fashion, maybe.
Yes.
But okay. And what materials do you normally work with?
We work with gold and platinum.
Those are timeless metals.
They are.
They've been around for a while. Okay.
And silver.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And do you buy like huge gold ingots from Fort Knox and melt them down, or how do you do that? Like, or do you buy wire? Honestly, how do you make a gold ring? Like, look, I got a gold ring right here. How do you make that?
So something like that, I probably would order.
Okay.
But if we were going to make something like that, we'd take a piece of gold and bend it into a ring and weld it together.
Okay. Do you have little L's like hammering it?
We do.
I knew it. You have like a little anvil and stuff like that?
Absolutely. Just got a new anvil.
For real? Do you have it in Sonoma or in the Berkeley one?
No, both.
That's fantastic.
Oh yeah, we make it right there.
So you can be there in like your blacksmith apron and you're hammering away at stuff like that.
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. See, I knew it. That's really what's there. All right. So you make these timeless jewelry pieces and people come to Sonoma for vacation oftentimes.
Yes.
So they're probably like looking for something special. Do you have anything
to bring home with them?
To bring home. Do you have anything that's kind of reminiscent of Sonoma or helps them remember
we
their
have
Sonoma
some
experience?
charms, Sonoma charms, and we carry some American gemstones. And then having something that was made in Sonoma always helps people remember.
What's an American gemstone? I don't know what that means.
We have sapphires from Montana.
Oh, okay.
And opals from Idaho.
So stuff that's literally from here.
Literally
okay, I gotcha.
from here.
Okay. And then when you said charms, what are those?
It's a little charm that says Sonoma on it.
Oh, okay.
You can put on a charm bracelet or you can wear a necklace or keep it in your
thing there, wherever's there.
Book.
You were telling me that you have a type of bracelet that you can't take off and you have it forever.
Right.
What's that?
Permanent bracelets that we weld on people's wrists. So I can't see that picture.
You're still there. No, it's still recording. Yeah. So
am I in the right
you're
spot?
still right there.
Come
closer. Come closer. For those of you watching on YouTube, she's holding up a postcard of a permanent bracelet, and it's got a woman's hand with a lot of jewelry on it. And the bracelets are. Tell me about these bracelets. What makes them permanent? How do they stay there?
So we, instead of having a clasp on the bracelet and taking it off and on every day, or whenever you want to, we put an extra little link on there and weld it. Zap it with a welder, and it's
like an arc welder. Like you're sitting there, like
a little mini
with
arc
those
welder.
little things,
Exactly.
like Flashdance, the opening scene.
Yes.
And there's sparks flying everywhere.
No, it's a tiny welder. It's a little pin.
Okay.
And we put it on the link and weld it shut, and you never take it off.
Forever.
As long as you want to wear it.
So it can be taken off if you have to.
Can be taken off.
Okay, these are called permanent bracelets, and I think these are very popular right now.
They are very popular. It's a thing.
Who wants a permanent bracelet? Why should I get
everybody wants one.
Okay, why do I want one? Tell me.
Because you want to bond with your daughter.
Okay, that's good. All right,
so
I like that.
she wears one, you wear one. Every time you look at it, you think, "Oh, my sweet daughter."
Well, that's nice. And is it just one chain, or can you get little unique custom things on it?
You can do your custom things. We can do charms. We can do initials. We can do birthstones.
Oh, okay.
We can do multiple chains together. I made one for somebody that had different colors of gold on it.
Well, that's
she
cool.
wanted white and yellow gold.
Okay. And do you, so you can kind of customize it?
Absolutely.
Okay. And then if I do want to get it off and it's an emergency.
Oh, you can cut it off
with a
with
bolt cutter or something like that?
Yeah, wire cutters.
Okay, good.
Scissors.
I don't have to run to you.
No.
Okay.
Scissors for the thin ones.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then do you we sometimes get bachelorette parties. This might shock you.
Really?
Sometimes.
It's a great bonding experience for a bachelorette party or wedding party or mother-daughter, father-daughter.
Okay, permanent bracelets. So it's kind of the new hot thing maybe for the holidays coming up. We got Christmas coming up and different gift giving. Hanukkah's coming up. So
that would be lovely.
Maybe they can get a permanent bracelet or something else.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Something beautiful and unusual.
We're going to get back to more about jewelry and stuff. You have another hobby.
Oh, I'm a gardener and a beekeeper.
You're a beekeeper.
I am.
Aren't you like the president of like the local beekeeping association or something?
Just a humble beekeeper.
You're just a humble beekeeper. How did you get into that?
That's a great story. I was out in the valley and there was I was in an almond orchard and there was a pallet of bees and the bees were pollinating the almond trees and it was a super windy day and I was just watching them zoom around.
Okay.
And I got fascinated with them. And then a couple weeks later, a swarm of bees landed in my yard in Berkeley.
Oh, for real?
For real.
You were chosen.
I was.
What is a swarm? What does that mean?
When bees, when they're in the spring, if their hives get too crowded, then the hive will split into two swarms. So a swarm will stay in the hive and a swarm will go off to another area.
They're being kicked out of the house.
Well, it's not like they want to get out, because it's too crowded.
Okay.
So they need to start a new colony.
And so they came and chose you in Berkeley.
Right.
And then you said, this is a sign.
This is a sign. I'm going to go get a bunch of equipment.
So you ran out and you got that funny little outfit and you got a smoker and you got a bunch of those doohickeys.
Right.
And you became a beekeeper.
Yes.
Did you keep your bees in Berkeley? And then
in Berkeley and Sonoma.
You have two places. Mm-hmm. So what do you do with this honey?
I give it to my friends.
Okay, that's nice. Wait, do you have like a honey-inspired or bee-inspired jewelry?
We do.
Get out of here. Okay, I love that.
I'm wearing a little bee today.
My baby are? Bee. Look at that. Mm-hmm. Okay. And how much honey do you get from your hives?
Well, so I had bees for about 15 years and then they all left. And sometimes that happens.
They just take off.
They do.
Okay.
And so I didn't have them for about 5 years. And then this year I started again.
Okay.
So I didn't get very much honey this year, but probably next year.
You got to build off of it.
And I have to bring Tim a jar of honey.
You do have to bring it. Maybe we'll do a honey review when you bring it back in.
That would be lovely.
We'll talk about it. And remind me, all bees are male except for one queen or something like that?
Is it
a little more complicated
than that?
They're all
female.
Oh, they're all female?
Mostly.
Okay. And
it's about 9/10 female. And the queen, and then the drones.
And you need the queen bee, though, for one of the swarm.
She lays all the eggs.
You find this queen, and there's protecting the queen, I hear.
Correct.
And they're like, we got to find the eave of a house to go live in.
Exactly.
So when you open your drywall, you're like, oh, my God.
Exactly. Yes, if you hear your drywall buzzing,
then you've got honey.
Then you've got honey.
What should somebody do if they find that their drywall is buzzing? They should call
their local beekeeping association and have somebody come and remove them.
Oh, okay.
In a good way, as opposed to...
Yeah, you don't want to get rid of them. They're important pollinators. I mean, bees are, especially in California, we know that they are incredibly important to the almond crop, apricot crop, everything.
Everything we eat, practically.
People rent out bees.
They do.
Right? And it is kind of funny when you drive down, especially in the Central Valley during February, when the almonds are starting to blossom in March. There are these huge stacks of the bees, right? And you hear about bee thefts where people steal the hives.
They do.
How dumb or brave do you have to be to try to steal bees? Once you get stung, you get attacked?
They're not really aggressive.
Oh, they're not. Okay, these are California bees. They're mellow.
Right. Unless you're trying to take their honey.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, they don't love being moved either.
Okay.
It's sort of hard on them, actually.
But you don't keep them at your store?
Not at the store.
You should. You should put a hive at the store.
I should.
Or would that be a bad idea because it's
up
too
on
close?
The roof.
Up on the roof would be neat. So you keep them, I think, south of town?
We live east, and then I have another one that's south.
Okay. So you have it in your backyard, too?
Yep. Front yard.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, front yard honey.
They're amazing.
Huh. All right. See? Learning something new every day. I love this. Let's go back to gifts. I brought with me the Sonoma Holiday Shopping Guide.
Awesome. That
we put together, and different people here do stuff. I'm going to talk about a few things, but then I want you to counter with or come up with like, hey, you know what'd be good? This comes from Lowe Jewelry or another place.
Okay.
But our 2023 holiday shopping guide, we have a thing called the leather sling bag from Large Leather. Have you walked across to Large Leather? It's
the tiny little leather store.
Yes.
Love that.
It is funny that it's called Large Leather because the store is incredibly small.
It is.
And the woman that works in there is herself about 5 feet tall or shorter. Jessica, a lovely woman, originally from the Netherlands.
Oh.
And she used to say she was in one of the skinniest buildings back in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam, when she had her store there.
Wow.
It was very, very, very thin. But she makes her own stuff like you. We do have a history of craftspeople here. And she made a really neat leather sling bag that is a one-of-a-kind bag. And it's quite neat. And
do you have a picture of it?
I do have a picture of it. I'll show it here. But see right
nice.
there? Yeah, it's like a crossbody bag.
Uh-huh.
And she makes them. She has, like, just like you have an anvil, she has special industrial grade sewing machines. Yeah, she makes good belts
in her
too.
tiny little shop.
In her tiny shop.
Wow.
She has another shop, a production facility, but a lot of it's in the back there in the tiny shop.
Amazing.
It is tiny. But she makes really good belts. She makes wallets.
Wow.
So yeah, so that's a neat one that can go there. And maybe you can pair with some jewelry from M. Lowe.
Absolutely.
You can go there. Have you been to Tiddlywinks 5 and Dime?
I have.
Heidi is there.
Yes.
And you know what her middle name is?
No.
It's Fun.
Heidi Fun.
She legally changed her middle name to Fun. True story.
Amazing.
But at Tiddlywinks, they have these fun little Sonoma, California shirts. People always come into the visitor center and they're asking, like, where can we get Sonoma swag? And we try not to sell that stuff because we don't want to compete with our local businesses. But Heidi has a whole bunch of, Sonoma stuff. So it's beautiful. It has like the city hall on it. It has our historic yet odd palm tree. It's right there.
Our lit up palm tree.
It's a lit up palm tree. Were you there on Saturday? Did you see
I was.
it? You were. I saw you there.
Fantastic.
Yeah. Okay. It didn't rain at all, did it?
Not at the event, no.
No. It was pretty much right afterwards.
It was
though.
perfect.
Yeah. Like the heavens stopped for a little bit.
They did.
And then on the final song, the rain started coming down, and she was singing "In Your Eyes"
Oh,
by Peter Gabriel.
That's
So it was,
awesome.
I know, it was like "In Her Eyes." It was good. Have you been to Jack W?
I have.
Okay, so that's a neat place. Jenny Wick runs it, and she's like a designer, right? She does beautiful stuff there. But she has these Swedish gnomes. Have you seen these guys?
They're amazing.
These funny little gnomes.
Love
people
them.
People love those. We actually have something like that at our house, and they're perfect for the holidays.
They
Right?
are.
For winter, you want like a gnome sitting right there, kind of doing its thing. But yeah, we have a whole bunch of different stuff on here. The T-shirts and the cards, holiday tea lights.
Holiday tea lights.
You got to
very
have those kind of
important.
things. I do want to talk about this. If you go down to Artifact Design and Salvage, which is south by the lodge, he has his things where if you have a Christmas tree, you can hang them on your wall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so you find a stud in the wall, but rather than having the tree on the ground, because cats,
Yeah.
cats attack.
Problem.
Every year I have to put wires up to keep my tree from being attacked and falling over.
Really?
Yeah, because my cats jump on it.
Those crazy
and then,
cats.
I know, cats. Man, don't be cats. But it's this wall mount, so you can put the tree on the wall.
Wow.
Up, away. Yeah, I think you need a taller house maybe or a smaller tree.
Yeah.
But that's kind of neat. Yeah, put it up there. But Margo, it's not always about stuff. Sometimes it's about experiences.
Yes.
So, film festival tickets. The
Oh,
Sonoma
that's a
International
great
Film
idea.
Festival. Yeah, that's coming up in March 20th, 24th. That's always fun. And you were here for your first film festival.
I
think.
was. It
Yeah.
was fantastic.
That was good. And,
Oh, I really
and there's like,
enjoyed it.
the glitterati walking around town. There's like producers. There's independent film people. I love that. That's a
we
neat
even
one.
we had a knighted, who was it, Sir?
Oh, was it Ben Kingsley?
Yes, Sir Ben Kingsley.
He was in, Gandhi is kind of what he's famous for. And,
Yeah.
a couple other things.
But the movie was June, which if you
Yeah.
haven't seen is a great movie.
I haven't seen it.
Oh, God, you should see it.
Oh, really? Okay. I
Yeah,
should
it's
go see
about
it.
Alzheimer's and aliens.
Oh, why not? Can you just imagine like the pitch of that one of the Hollywood one? Like, okay, there's a guy with Alzheimer's, but there's also aliens. Like, why not?
It's a great movie. I really enjoyed it.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah. Did you see the Sebastiani?
I did.
So great theater,
Yeah,
right down the street from where you are.
absolutely.
I was there for a concert last weekend and for a fundraiser for
To
KSDY.
benefit- yes.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was really amazing. That theater is beautiful on the
It is.
inside, and more people need to go there.
They have a lot of great events, too.
They do. It's not just movies.
You can get on the mailing list.
You know what? You're going to be my next podcast for the Sebastiani Theater, too.
I
'cause
love
you're
that place. I really,
It's an old Art Deco theater.
it's gorgeous.
built by Samuele Sebastiani. I believe that was Sebastiani that built it in the 30s.
And who owns it now?
It's the Sebastiani Theater Foundation. So it's a nonprofit, which is nice because where we're recording this is a radio station. It's a nonprofit. They were doing a fundraiser there, but they have all sorts of events in there, right? And you could take, like, Margo, if you take up the accordion tomorrow, you could try to book that for the accordion fest or whatever. You don't play accordion, do you?
I don't.
Glockenspiel.
No.
Ukulele?
Nope.
Triangle.
You?
No.
But you sing, right?
I don't sing. No. Only when no one's watching.
Christmas carols?
I will do that on occasion. On
in a
yes,
group.
In a group. Yes, with some liquid courage to get me going.
There you
That's
go.
Gourmet food and wine tour is something you can give away, like a gift. Like
Speaking of liquid courage, don't we have an event coming up on Thursday?
The Sip and Shop? No, the Art Walk.
Yes.
Actually, you're part of the Art Walk.
I am.
It's not just this Thursday. It's continuing Thursdays. I think it's the first Thursday of every month.
At least through January, and then we're hoping to do it.
Well, let's keep doing it. Tell me about that.
We are having an artist named Kate Knudsen, who's a fabulous artist, and she'll be there at the Art Walk.
Okay.
It's from 5 to 7:30 on Thursday the 7th.
So in the evenings, this is put on by the Chamber of Commerce and the Art Walk Group. Different artists, I think, are in each retail shop.
Yes.
So you yourself are an artist, but then you have another artist there.
Correct.
And then you also have wine. Is that correct?
We're going to serve the bee's knees.
What's that?
Which is a honey drink made with gin. And we're having gin from the Prohibition Spirits.
Oh, from around the corner.
Yes.
Okay.
And we're hoping to have some snacks too.
Gin and honey. Mm-hmm. That sounds good.
It is really good.
Okay.
Gin and honey and lemon. It's gin and honey and lemon, and then you can do it with or without cream.
It sounds medicinal.
It is medicinal. It's really good for you. And you can do it virgin too. So
you can.
Really
okay,
good.
it's kind of neat there. And is the honey from the front yard?
Not yet.
It'll get there though.
Next year.
It'll get there though. So the experience, I like that because I was talking about the walking tour. You can do a Sonoma Plaza walking tour they take you to different food places.
Yes.
And learn about the different food and things like that.
And there's a historical Sonoma walking tour too that this gentleman that I was sitting with.
George Weber.
Yes,
you met George?
I did. He does because Sonoma has such amazing history.
It does.
And he'll do it's a walking tour for if you can sign up for $20.
Right.
And he'll take you on a private tour. You can sign up with a group.
And he dresses up sometimes in character.
Does he really?
Sometimes as General Mariano Viejo. Yeah,
wow.
He has different characters that he will play. Have you been to the Viejo house, or Vallejo,
I have
as I
been,
say,
yeah.
Which is not far from the plaza. It's a beautiful house.
Fabulous.
And they shipped it around the Horn.
They did.
And they reassembled it. Huh?
They did. And it's got all the original furniture from the 1860s.
Right. So you kind of feel people were like a little smaller back then, I think. Or maybe our
They
sense
were
of
smaller.
space was different.
Yeah, no, I think they were smaller.
They were? Yeah.
Yes.
A lot harder to get calories back then. So
It's true.
now you just can drive around and go to In-N-Out Burger or something like that. Also in our holiday shopping guide, we have things like different wineries like Ty Caton, Corsi Graves. Corsi Graves, actually a good place for bees. It's up in Bennett Valley.
Oh.
And they're known for their Pinot Noir. But they also grow a lot of lavender up there.
Oh, how
if you go
beautiful.
that way. Have you been to Sunflower Cafe?
I have not, but I
You
really
need
want to go.
Okay, because they're saying their granola is really good, and they package that. And being from Berkeley or living in Berkeley, granola is something I'm sure that you could just
pretty crunchy.
Yeah, you
there.
got your Birkenstocks, and you're walking around, and you smell like patchouli or doing whatever you do. So I know you Berkeleyans.
Are pretty crunchy. Wait a minute, don't you have a relative there?
My son does go to school in Berkeley. Yes, so and he bought Birkenstocks.
Did he really?
He did. He
Good
came
for
back,
him.
and I'm like, oh my gosh, kid.
He wants to be part of it. I
What
love that.
he loves, 'cause growing up here, it's a smaller town and slightly different experience. And he says, Dad, there's a guy at Sathergate, whatever
Sathergate, yeah.
He looks like a wizard. He has a big beard and a staff, and he's there every day. And when you walk by, he points his fingers at you and goes, "You." He goes, "I love it." Right? He thinks this is fantastic because
Wow.
that's the Berkeley experience. I'm sure it might wear a little thin after a while if you're running a store
little bit
up
of
there.
Harry Potter.
Yes, a little bit of like a Dumbledore.
Yes.
There. He's doing his thing. But yeah, so I mean, a little bit of Berkeley with the granola and the holiday gift guide. I was going to ask you, did you ever, when you were a child, 10 years ago, did you remember like the big gift books that would come out around Christmas time? Like
The
Sears
catalog?
Sears catalog
I
wish
do.
book. Okay, I brought the 1971 copies here of the Sears wish book.
Wow.
And, it was like 600 pages, and it
Wow.
was massive. Yeah.
Turn my picture back on again?
It's on. It's on.
Okay.
It's going right
I
there.
can't
People
see
see it. It's there. Hold on.
Okay.
Oh, trust me, it's on there.
All
It's
right.
going. But check this. I thought this would be something you might enjoy here. Check out this His and Hers lounge and sleepwear.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, that's so nice. So it looks like the King of Hearts, and it's a nightgown that for the man and woman can wear. You have the nice sandals there.
Cool.
And that's bright red.
Where's the Birkenstocks?
There no Birkenstocks for you. Here's my favorite. Can you still sell ivory?
No.
Okay. The Sears catalog. Hand-carved, genuine Oriental ivory.
Wow.
First of all, you probably wouldn't say Oriental anymore.
No.
Second of all,
not PC.
Ivory in the Sears catalog.
Wow.
Yeah, that's like the normal.
$11.98 value.
Such a deal.
Totally.
Yeah. So I'm glad we kind of caught on that. Maybe we don't do that anymore.
Yeah, not anymore.
What about this one? Opals and garnets. Garnet. So rich, radiant, precious jewelry. $16.99 for a pendant when 14 karat gold. Is that roughly? Is that about the same price? Wedding band, 3 oval stones.
When gold was $200 an ounce.
Oh,
it's $2,000 now.
Oh, it's gone up a little bit, huh?
It has.
So they go back in a time machine.
Yes.
Buy the gold. So here's kind of like what they were selling there, which would be their jewelry. So
fun.
Did you ever order jewelry from the Sears catalog?
I didn't.
You just made your own.
I did.
Was there like a department store, like a classic department store in Pittsburgh, like the old downtown
there were
one?
A couple. We had. What was there? Gosh, I can't even remember. I remember San Francisco had.
Like Gumps and
Neiman
Marcus.
And
they used to call that needless markup.
Yes. And still.
It's still there. Yeah. Nordy's.
Nordy's. And what was that other one? J. Magnin?
I-Magnin?
Yeah.
Those were like the fancy stores. Yeah. I remember, and the cities back east tend to have these huge, beautiful department stores that were downtown. And like, of course, Macy's is like a Chicago/New York institution.
Yes.
And they would do their thing there. Most important thing I saw in the wish book, it's Christmas and your opening presents. Don't you want the Kenmore washer with 8 cycles and bright yellow?
$219.
$219, Margo. That's a good one right there. And this one is banana yellow.
Wow.
Did you have a yellow or an avocado?
No, I think ours was white.
Okay.
So fun, though.
I probably wouldn't buy that nightgown. But I'm going to tell you something. A Kenmore washer will withstand time itself.
I think we still have one.
They don't stop. They're easy. They have dials and levers.
Love that.
You can fix them.
No computers.
I've had many replacements of computer. Who put computer chips in ovens and microwaves and?
Not me.
They don't work.
I like stupid appliances.
You do, and you like tactile things because you're a jeweler person.
I do.
You're
Old school.
Old school. All right, Margo, you might not know this, but in this podcast, you're going to help me answer some questions next.
Okay.
So, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
Okay, here's how it works. We have 2 visitor centers. We get all sorts of questions. People text us, they call us, and then I make people on the podcast answer the questions. This segment is called We Get Questions. You ready?
Where are the visitor centers?
Well, thank you. There's one at the Carnegie Library Building in Sonoma in the Plaza, 453 First Street East. Other one's at Jacuzzi Winery, just south of town. Jacuzzi Winery, which they patented the jacuzzi.
Did they really?
Same family. Yeah,
wow.
the patent's up there. You can look at it.
Wow.
So
cool.
All right. Are you ready for We Get Questions?
Ready.
First question. You haven't seen these?
No.
First question. Came in last week. We are from Michigan, and we're visiting our son who is stationed at Travis Air Force Base. Okay. And we heard about this place called the Plaza, but we don't see a mall anywhere. What is a plaza in California, and where is it?
Our plaza is in the center of Sonoma.
Right.
And it's a big park.
It's a big park.
Yeah.
Plaza is a Spanish word for like a square, for like a place. So, and I had this happen to me before. Other places, a plaza is a mall. They took the phrase.
Really?
Yeah, they took the phrase plaza and made it like an indoor mall.
Huh.
So I had some Australians once walking around, and they were like, "Where's the mall?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
This is it.
This is the plaza. So the plaza is laid out as a Spanish square.
Oh.
And there's 4 sides. You're on one of the sides. And it's not a mall. It's not an indoor mall. It's an outdoor city. It's a town. It's a town square, right? The plaza. So,
okay.
Yeah. So that was, it's a plaza in California is just a town square. And they typically are in towns that were settled by the Spanish. Sonoma being the last town settled by the Spanish and or Mexicans. Mexican independence happened at the time. But north of us, there's squares. So Healdsburg has a square. We have a plaza. Boom. There you go. Okay, another question. Good job. You're hired so far.
Thank you. Someone
texted us. Where can I get a good hamburger? A good hamburger. I can help you with this one.
Help me.
Okay. El Dorado Kitchen has a
Oh.
great hamburger, and if you leave Lowe Jewelry, you can just walk around and go right there. B&V also has good hamburgers, so you can go there.
The Cody burger.
The Cody burger. Cody's a character, huh?
He is.
Yes, I'm trying to get him on the podcast.
He's awesome.
He's a great singer, by the way. And also he makes good hamburgers. So
does.
yeah, so the B&V.
Fabulous.
Other good places for burgers. I'm trying to think. Here's the secret one. The Coyote Sonoma food truck, which is a Mexican food truck, actually has a really good. Yeah, they have a really good burger there. And then Little Lou's, which is another food truck at the gas station at Jack's Filling Station.
Oh yeah.
They have very good burger there too.
I haven't had that one.
And I think at the Lodge and MacArthur, those will also have good burgers.
I'm sure.
You got to, right?
I'm sure.
Can't mess up a burger, right?
Yeah. Well, there's better and best.
You got to keep looking though. Keep trying new ones.
Absolutely.
Okay, here's a good one. This is from text. I like that he used his name. Hi, this is Brent here from San Diego. I'm being cheery because it's from San Diego.
Nice.
They're cheery people. We will be up in the Sonoma County area for 2 weeks this winter.
Wow.
Are there any wine passes or are there any 2-for-1 coupons available?
All kinds of 2-for-1s.
Yeah, where would you get those? How do you get a 2-for-1? You're so good. You jumped right into it.
When we had the farmers market, they were handing out 2-for-1s.
They were.
Yeah.
The Tuesday night market you're talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So you're right. There are lots of 2-for-1 passes. The best place to find them is at the Sonoma Valley Visitors Bureau.
Oh, there
Visitor
you go.
Center. Yeah, we have a whole
Center.
I can't say for sure which ones we have at any one time, but they often bring them by. Many from around the plaza, a lot from Kenwood, Glen Ellen, and further afield. So, yeah, stop by. You can get them from us. Brent from San Diego. Come to the visitor centers. We have them. I'd recommend going to the Plaza Visitor Center to get them there, and that's a good spot. But also check the websites. They often will have them in the websites, stuff like that. So, okay. This is a crucial one, and we got it today. This is crucial. Ready?
Ready.
Winter means fruitcake. Where can I buy a fruitcake?
Sonoma Market, of course.
You didn't even stop to think about it.
Yeah, I knew.
Yeah, they do. So Sonoma Market, I think they have fruitcake.
Of course.
I think they have the kind that are pre-made. There's also that panettone kind of stuff from Italy and whatever. But we were we're going to go deeper, right? Because the visitor center, we really want to know. So we want to know who makes fruitcake.
Who makes it?
Yeah. First of all, did you grow up eating fruitcake?
I'm Jewish.
Okay, yeah, touche. So,
but yes, I did.
Yes, you had fruitcake before. Yeah, I've had challah bread. Come on. So fruitcake is a classic. I think it is Christmas mainly.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Winter thing from
yeah.
I think from England. That is usually rum or brandy soaked bread.
I thought it was fruit.
With fruit that's also soaked in alcohol, right?
No,
it was like a butt of many jokes.
Okay.
For a long time because fruitcake doesn't go bad.
Oh,
it lasts
because of
forever.
all the alcohol.
Yeah, all the alcohol's in it and stuff
And
like
sugar.
that. And sugar. And you're right. When I would eat fruitcake, it would have weird, unnatural green colors in it and stuff like that. So we want to see who's making actual fruitcake, right? So Williams Sonoma, maybe.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no. Sonoma Market, but someone else makes it.
Right.
Scandia, which is a bakery.
Scandia.
Scandia, Whole Foods.
Yummy.
But they don't make their own fruitcake.
Oh.
But we found the place to find a fruitcake. Monday Bakery.
The new bakery.
The new bakery.
Awesome.
They'll make one to order, but you need 72 hours notice.
Wow.
Yeah, so
You have to soak that fruit in the brandy.
that's exactly it. They got to put I guess it's all the brandy, which keeps it preserved, and it goes in there.
It's a great bakery, the new one.
It is. It's very good.
Monday Bakery.
Monday. Because
Right around the corner from my shop.
Oh, is it?
It
so
is.
you can go to Monday Bakery.
On the way to work.
Which is closed on Tuesday.
Yes.
But open on Monday.
Yes.
And get something delicious.
And many things are closed in Sonoma on Tuesday.
That is also another thing. Are you guys open on Tuesday?
No.
So you're one of them. Okay. So Tuesday's a good time just to come and be chill and take a hike.
Or eat a hamburger.
Or eat a
You can find one.
So speaking of the holidays, what kind of things do you like to eat for the holidays? Or are there any recipes that your family made that you're like, Tim, this is the stuff? What would you guys make?
Gosh. The holidays are a time that I work so much.
Oh, right. Okay.
But I just made today, actually, I made chocolate almond cookies.
You did?
I did. And I've been making...
I don't see any chocolate almond cookies here.
I have to bring you some.
Oh, touche. With
I'll
some
have
honey.
to walk some across the street. It's funny, though, because I gave one to one of my staff today, and she said, "Oh, you're a hippie baker."
Oh, why?
Well, I didn't use any sugar. I used dates.
Oh, that's fine.
As the sweetener.
Yeah.
I thought they were fabulous.
So your go-to are making cookies, and
actually this year I've been drying a lot of fruit.
Okay.
Because I got a fruit dryer.
What do you? The dehydrator? Do you have, what kind do you have? Do you remember?
The Excalibur.
Okay, so I like persimmons, and my neighbor has a persimmon tree that I have laid claim to through 3 different owners.
Wow.
It's not on my property, but it's right next door to it.
Nice.
And I dry the persimmons, but I've been making candied persimmons.
Oh.
And what you do is you slice them, you peel them and slice them, and you boil in sugar water.
Uh-huh.
And it's a way to preserve it, and then you dry them.
Okay.
Then you cut it, and then you roll it in more sugar. Oh. They are a little sweet, but they're super good. And I love drying fruit.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it's you think it's like you go to the store and you buy raisins, and you're like, this is so easy to do.
It's not so easy to do.
No, it is.
It takes time.
It takes time, but it's not. They're delicious when you do it yourself. Or prunes.
Amazing.
We got a bunch of plums. We did that. I've done dried peaches and nectarines and stuff like that.
Delicious. I've been making fruit leather too.
Have you?
Yeah.
You are a hippie.
With quince.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you have a tree?
No, my neighbors. I don't.
See?
I'm still planting my fruit trees here.
Okay.
So, but my neighbors have an amazing quince tree, so I've been making quince sauce like applesauce.
Right.
And then drying it.
And quince is it's almost like an apple style
kind of
fruit.
Yeah, between an apple and a pear. It's an interesting.
It's very
fruit.
typical American fruit, I think.
I think it's
early American.
a classic old time American.
Is
fruit.
it like from back east kind of thing? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, I don't know about back east because I don't remember the one I was growing up.
No,
but I've been making fig leather too, like fig.
Do you have a fig tree too?
I have a giant fig tree in Berkeley.
Okay.
And I have friends that have fig trees here.
Again, this is the best thing. Have friends that have the stuff.
Exactly.
You can also dry oranges and lemons.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can kind of use those either in cocktails or just to eat them that way or something like that. See? Mm-hmm. Oh, I got it. Okay. Margo, you're not just a jewelry person.
No.
But you are a wonderful jewelry person. So
doing our best. Should I hold the pictures up?
No.
I brought some pictures today.
I saw the pictures. Well, that reminds me. So before I let you go, you have to tell me if people want more information about your store, how can they find that out?
They can look on the web. We have a website. It's mlowjewelry@gmail.com. We're on Instagram at Lowe Jewelry.
Okay.
They can call us.
Can you spell Lowe in case there's...
It's MLOWE.
So there's an E at the M.
Yes,
Lowe.
and jewelry is JEWELRY.
I get that wrong all the time.
It's not so easy to spell.
No, it's not. So at mlowjewelry.com is your website.
Yes.
And then they can email you. You're on Instagram.
Yes.
You're on the socials and stuff like that.
Yes.
When I want to get my permanent bracelet, do I have to make an appointment ahead of time?
Best, especially if you have a group.
Okay.
We recommend if you have a couple of people. Saturdays are good days sometimes. Mondays are great days.
Okay.
Because my jeweler's there on Mondays.
Okay.
But we can do them for you, and just give us a call, and we'll set you up an appointment.
Okay. Very good. Well, Margo, thanks for coming in, and it was
Should I put
good
the
to see
phone
you.
number?
If people are going to... Sure. What's the phone number?
It's 510-679-7677.
Got it. Operators are standing by from Lowe Jewelry to make your appointment for permanent jewelry. And just remind everybody, it's a fantastic place to go, whether you're shopping for the holidays or any time. Is a good time to see some jewelry that's locally made or locally inspired.
Birthdays, anniversaries.
All of the above. Everything. Any special occasion. Tax Day. Arbor Day.
You know, if you can come in and choose a few pieces and send the husband in, make it easy for him.
Oh, that's a smart idea. Okay,
yeah,
I like
absolutely.
that. Right.
We do wish lists and
all of the above. Got it. Well, Margo, thanks for coming in, and remind everyone to go to your website. And if people want more information about Sonoma Valley, of course, go to sonomavalley.com. If you've listened this long, and you have, you should like, comment, subscribe. And you know what? Maybe what you should do is just text somebody and say, hey, this is a really good podcast. I love listening to it. They talked about the 1971 Sears catalog. It's so amazing. So send them about that. Mom and Dad, thanks for listening. Mom, thanks for the correction on the Gerard Manley Hopkins poem. You were right, as always. So I appreciate that. And guys, we'll see you next week here at the Sonoma Spiel. Thank you.